Okay.
Hi. Hello. Are we live?
We are live.
Hello.
Are you get
Not yet.
pulled up on?
I'm trying to. Hi everyone, this is Suzanne.
And Chris, if you can see me.
If you can see us. We're trying to see if we can see everything's pulling up. Gifford's on the go here. We had a little bit of a blank tank issue, so we were processing that goodness.
Yes. The ever popular let's
do it Sunday night, or yeah.
Well, it is a Sunday night thing, and
yeah, it is.
we're
Here we go.
Yep. All
Let's
right.
see. Oh, I can see you.
All right.
Here we go. Let's see. Oh, I can see you.
Well, now you're gonna be able to hear that
Oh, sorry.
on the backside. We just wanted the comment section up, so I'm gonna shut mine off because we got Suzanne's right there, and I'm going to take and turn this just a hair,
So slightly.
and hey, what do you know? There we are. So we are trying a little bit different setup on this. I'm curious to see how audio actually turns out when we're all said and done on this particular video. So if you've tuned in, it looks like we've got a few on here already. If you can let us know in the chat how the audio is actually sounding on
We're trying a new
this
trick.
one. Trying a new little setup. See just how well this one works for us. So, and I got to remember, look right at you. So right there. So just got done with black tanks. Learned a little bit about something when you have two hoses coming in and you're setting up a Y.
And the other hose is not on.
Yeah, well, it's on.
Well, no, I mean you don't have it pulled.
Correct. It just kicks back up the
Little vacuum.
the other line. So I hadn't quite given that any thought. So a little bit of work on that one. But it is nice taking and not having to dump the blacks every week now. Now that we've got a larger tank, it's
Over 2 weeks now. That's the first
over
time
2 weeks.
ever.
So that gives us a lot of hope for the boondocking side of things when that
And
comes
that's only
around.
one of the tanks. The other tank's only up 33%.
Yes.
Woo! There's lots of hope for us for boondocking.
Yeah, we're excited about the boondocking.
Or dry camping, some people call it.
Yes. So we just wanted to jump on. We're probably only going to be on for about 15 minutes at most, unlike the normal ramble for 40. I've got a few things to do in Imaginarium. We went and picked up a couple of things to set up in there. A little bit more organization for the studio. It's still not ready to be shared, but we've gotten some cleanup, and
we had our first guest today.
We did have our first official
and she
guest.
Was quite enamored with our home.
So we kind of wanted to share some of the projects that we are going to start getting set up, and we'll video here as we go. You know, one of the things our first official upgrade in the RV was our mattress. That was one, and I did a video when we actually put the mattress into the bear mattress into Bliss, and then we went ahead and transferred that because, like we've said on the previous one, that black label mattress is a no-go. So we'll probably release something on that, but you'll actually see it in Bliss versus here, and I may show some clips. I'm not 100% sure on that one yet. Shower's going to get a little bit of a minor upgrade just because you buy these rigs and you know you spend a decent amount of money on them, and you end up having I'm curious if the chat is actually on.
Well, it's on my thing. You might have to check yours. So. Because we're not seeing anything on the chat. would
No?
be for
Okay,
me
it's
to
there. All right, just had to do a check on the chat
see
to
if
see.
that brings it in.
All right, it is there. So we were just double check. We want to make sure that we could, if anybody comments or says anything, that we can actually interact with you on there.
So back to the shower.
Back to the shower. You spend a decent amount of money on a new RV, new home, and they give you a $5 shower hose and shower head.
It is so stiff, and I'm short. Chris is tall, and I'm vertically challenged. But what happens for me is the hose is so cheap, it's so stiff that it, like, you have to hold it, or like it slips out of your hand and then it sprays you, and then you have to try to shove it in the thing to lock it into place just to rinse your hair off. So that's one of our first major upgrades.
That's one of the first major upgrades. The Imaginarium's actually getting most of the focus on things, between setting up my office desk monitors, everything for that aspect of things.
Public chat. We might want to because I'm not seeing anything.
Let me pull this up and
because
see.
I have it on my Hello Gorgeous one, it's possible that I'm not seeing what's on the Giffords on the Go side. So I have a YouTube page myself from all my healing devices and stuff. So that's where I had pulled it up. So maybe Chris can see if anybody else is on there.
Let me see. Nope. The live chat is there.
Okay.
Hey! Audio is good. X marks the spot.
Thank you.
Hi, Richard and Hope. Marks. Very nice to see you guys. I gotta remember, and they talk about this on YouTube. We've got right down here is where Suzanne's iPad is that we're kind of watching the chat. But I got the camera up on the countertop. And so I've got to take and remember focus on the camera so that we're looking at you and I'm not looking and seeing what's going on down here. But the Imaginarium is getting so much of the attention. I got some really cool things. I'll go grab a piece. I'll let Suzanne talk for just a second. I'll be right back.
Can I tell them about it?
Well, kind of.
Okay. So one of the things that we've shared with you guys that part of the reason we went with the toy hauler is so that we could have the garage, so that we could have a creation studio. And in that creation studio, we have to come up with either furniture or ideas for one to hold our parts and pieces, which I work with a lot of resin crystals, metals, and then so we needed to come up with some of the storage concepts. So that was one of the projects today, was kind of narrowing down that, and then we're going to have some little things. Not yet. It didn't come in. Oh, maybe it's delayed. Oh, there he goes. Chris and his toys.
Okay, so we're gonna put Shocky back behind us. He's back here now. So there's storage cabinets that are going to. He needs to be apparently over.
I got it.
Oh, okay. The delay part. Lots of storage cabinets, and one of the things that we found has worked great for us is.
Keep going.
Well, you were starting to share, so I thought I would let you. You're
go
not.
ahead.
You're not catching your cues like I was not catching. So, anyway, getting back to things,
I just smile, be pretty.
we do have the iPad. It's right there, and so we found that
it's on the iPhone.
The rolling tool carts are a great way for us to organize the crafts and all of the between the photography and video gear and our arts and all of that. And one of the things that we want to do is once we have the time for nice weather and that, we want to be able to roll the deck down and actually be able to go out onto the deck and do some
with the
creating
tool cart.
with the tool cart, so that we have a mobile workstation that's out there. So everything that we're planning inside the Imaginarium, is ultimately, besides my desk, is going to be have the ability to be mobile depending on what our needs are and how we want. Because there'll be times when, in order to do a large painting, we're going to want to bring two of the tool carts together back to back and give us a larger surface to actually do the paintings. So really kind of excited about that. We picked up 2 of the pieces, ordered the other 2 tool chests that'll be in next week, which gives me time to finish organizing. Part of the reason why we haven't shown the Imaginarium is it still has a lot of the stuff, and we're trying
bags and boxes and so because we don't have cabinets out there like in the other place we had cabinets that everything went into, we're having everything's on just sitting on the floor in there. So right now we got 2 cabinets today, and that'll help with a huge part of pieces too.
Yeah. So looks like John and Laura jumped on. Hi guys. Hebrews Travels in the house.
So you want to show them the next
so thing? Another one of the projects that we're going to do, I haven't really shared a lot. Suzanne and I love steampunk, and that's the reason for Shocky.
I'm going to move right here.
We're going to bring him over here for just pull him by his head. I'll show you. One of the things, I got this in Minnesota when we were at the Ren Fair, and one of the neat things about him is he'll sit on my shoulder, and I can, it's delayed, and so I can move his head, just kind of manipulate him a little bit and let him look. We'll even get him up here to just kind of say hi. So this is one of my favorite things, and he's decked out like the steampunk stuff. So
yeah, he'll actually drive around that in the truck behind his head, and so people kind of like pull up beside him, and they kind of he gets some interesting looks, but gotta love our eccentric side in all of us. We love to play, and why not? We're here to have a good time, right?
It's about experiences.
Yeah.
So with that, the Imaginarium is going to have a lot of a steampunk type theme.
Please put him in every video.
His
name is Shocky.
His name is Shocky. I absolutely love him.
They're handmade. They call them Drabbits? Drabbits.
Yeah, there's several different kinds, and they are one of the coolest little things. So the Imaginarium is going to be decked out with a steampunk theme, and
imagine that.
Yeah, one of the things that I found was a nice copper shush. We will not.
Oh my God!
We will not discuss
killing me, you guys.
Cost, but it's a copper bronze based type of.
It's literally metal, you guys.
Peel and stick that's gonna accent one of the walls in the Imaginarium.
And it's actually metal, you guys. This is not plastic. Yeah. This one is actually metal.
But it's nice and semi-lightweight.
It's thin. Show them how thin it is.
Yeah. So
you can see.
You look at it.
It's pretty thin.
And peel and stick on the back. So one of the walls is going to get that. We've got that in the plans. Right now, the back end has just one of the pull-down screens on it, which we wanted the 3-season door. They call it a 3-season wall. That it would actually have, and they're bifold doors, but it also gives you the ability to completely close it off with the ramp down and still keep your heat in, still keep it cool when the air conditioning is running, and
keep your deck down so you can still like barbecue out there or whatever.
Yeah, look to enjoy it, because again, we know at some point in time we are going to be boondocking next to the lake, boondocking next to the ocean, and that deck is going to be down, and we want to have that ability to look outside, enjoy. You know, Laura, John, your pictures of where you're parking right now, well, just overall lately, I'm a little jealous, because if you saw where we're parked right now, it's a dirt lot with lots of just working oil field guys, and
She says she likes the accent. Which accent are you talking about, love?
have I seriously gone?
I don't know.
I guess
No.
maybe we have gone a little
Maybe.
bit into the British side.
We do that often, you know, when we're just chitty chatty here. So we get all cheeky with each other.
So that's one of the other things that we're gonna do. I've got it priced out, and
She says she's going to take us with us. Yes.
she's gonna what?
Take us with them.
Oh.
We're going to follow them like a little entourage, a little convoy. John knows that.
Yeah. Yes. You
Convoy.
guys. You guys have gotten a lot of stuff, and we are still gonna get our video sent over to you. I just with back to work and everything after the new year, it's kind of been a little crazy. So lots of exciting things that we're planning on the Imaginarium.
We're already married.
It's what?
We're already married. I love to trip him up.
I am grateful that we are already married. Thanks for saying yes. By the way, if you didn't actually know, we got married by Santa Claus in Las Vegas, and the first thing we did after getting married was zip line Fremont Street.
Which I was scared. I thought I was going to poop my pants, but I didn't. And then I ended up having that nervous laughter that echoed all across Fremont Street.
We never did post that to the channel, have we?
We need to post that
I
video.
should post
because,
that video. Yeah.
Yes,
It
it's like
is
a
a lot.
cackling witch on a zip line.
If you've been to Vegas and you've been down on Fremont Street, you know there's Slotzilla, and we took and did Slotzilla. Now which part? Of course we got married by Santa, or of course we ziplined, because that's both probably. We actually tried when we lived up in Alaska. As some that have been to Alaska know, there is a North Pole, Alaska, and there is a Christmas.
It's one of my favorite places to go.
A Christmas house. It's called the Santa Claus house, and a long time ago they used to actually marry people.
The Santa
But
Claus
the
there
Santa
was
Claus
ordained.
there was ordained, and he would marry people. Well, unfortunately, when he passed away, the family that continued the house, the Santa Claus house, they still bring Santa Claus in, but they don't marry anymore on the property and that. And they've got reindeer there. I mean, it's really a cool place. If you happen to go up to the North Pole in Alaska, that's a super cool place to check out.
So then we offered to all of our friends up there, which we had several that had nice beards and stuff, and said, hey, get your universal ordained, you can marry us. Because they were like, you guys shouldn't go to Vegas. We're like, then one of you guys have to marry us. And they wouldn't do it. And so then we were like, screw y'all, we're flying to Vegas, find a Santa.
And believe it or not, December 14th, you would think in Las Vegas you could find a Santa Claus.
Girl, we need to talk.
Turns out in Las Vegas, all the wedding chapels, 3 days. 3 days before Christmas is when they'll bring Santa Claus in to do all of the weddings all around. So if you can't ever find a Santa Claus 3 days before, they're all in Vegas, working, doing what they do. So, what other...
We just wanted to kind of touch up on what we're working on. Project. It is hard. A couple things are going on. We know Chris is back to the grind of his job, which is a 12-hour day. Well, at my work, we got back. I went back to work the day after Christmas. The next day on the 27th, they fired our manager, which now we're down to 4 people. 2 of them are extremely part-time. I'm supposed to be part-time. Man, that didn't happen. So
No.
I literally have worked the last 8 days straight. And today was my first day out, but I just felt exhausted. And so, yeah, I wish I was just laying out in the sun. That ain't happening. But
we really want to be putting out more content, doing more of this, and we're getting there. It's just
I got to do something today I haven't done in a while, and I really miss was one of my new friends that I met here. She asked me if she was asking for a place to get her hair cut. And I said, well, I'm a hairdresser. And she's like, seriously? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, I'm like, I'll come to your house and we'll cut your hair. And we had it was fun. I miss cutting because it's also creative. And so it lets me get into that creative side. We didn't do color, It was just that, it's that part of cutting and thinking and planning and all that.
So if you happen to hook up with us
I'll get you.
and you're in the area, the patio might just be a great little place for a haircut every now and again. Just saying, if you're interested. I don't quite have as much of an issue that I have to worry about, but my solar panel does need a little bit of polishing every now and again. So eventually one of the projects that we will be doing is the lithium batteries. We definitely want to go with the Battleborn and get that set up, put in, add the solar panels on the roof so that we can truly be off grid on things.
Yep. Well, and one of the things that the difference between the travel trailer that we were in, because that was a grand design also, but it was a reflection, and going to this one is we have an onboard generator here. We had to buy a generator just to do the Nomad Fest. And one of the things that we didn't have until then was a generator, which we were a year and a half basically without a generator. So it very much limited, and our black tanks were so small in a lot of ways that it created a lot of limitations, and so it became frustrating for us to try to do things. We've already seen in the two weeks we've been in here, having an onboard generator, larger black, having and water tanks that are larger.
And mind you, hats off to every one of you out there that are traveling in the smaller ones.
Oh
and
Lord, I think we would have killed each other. I'm gonna be straight up girls.
Richard, I don't.
What did he ask?
Actually know.
How loud is he?
We were talking about it tonight. I plan on actually doing a systems check again here probably this week to just kind of I want to start getting into the monthly checks on it and just do a little start to make sure everything's running and functioning.
Right. They said that it overrides your shore power. So but we didn't want to do that tonight because if it screws up the shore power, we still got to get through tonight and then go into tomorrow. It's easier if we have, of course, daylight is very limited. We're at that time of the year, it's January, so.
And I would like to say thank you to my wife for realistically giving a very solid excuse of why we didn't want to do it tonight.
I didn't.
She didn't want to do it, and the
Trust
fact
me.
is that
my coffee in the morning is beyond important, and I am not going to lie because.
Oh, that was another upgrade that got done. That upgrade is officially already.
Oh, thank you.
Taking care of she got her new Nespresso machine. The other one that lasted 4 years.
If anybody follows me on Facebook, you saw it. That's my new baby. It might be called Geraldine because that little sucker's just like the way my mom's personality was, red and sassy.
Oh, so true. So we jumped on. We're actually already running at almost 30 minutes, I believe it is.
Thank you.
We wanted to keep it short because I want to get out to the Imaginarium, put a couple of the things together.
Oh, the colors. I can't wait to share with you guys. The colors of what we're creating within the studio is a creation within. And that, I think, is going to also be so uplifting. Because not only are we going to do steampunk, but we're also having color.
Oh, that's another one of the upgrades that we're going to do as we roll forward.
Well, we don't give all our secrets away.
Tune in later to see what the next update that we're going to discuss will be.
You got to hang around. You got to come around again.
Yeah, we would like it if you hit the like, the subscribe, check us out.
We just appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for tuning in and taking some time out of your busy life because it's very important to us.
Yeah.
We value you.
So we are going to jump off, let everybody else enjoy the rest of their evening. Thank you, those that jumped on with us actually live. Those of you that checked the video out down the road, thank you so much for watching. We're gonna grab Shocky and we'll just kind of.
He would sit on the shoulder.
He
like
would
that.
Normally he would.
Just kind of sits there.
He just kind of sits right there. We'll see. Let me have a second for video.
See if it catches up.
It's amazing the delay between where we're at and everything. So, I'm sure he's going to look at you. He's not.
Well, I'm cuter.
Agreed. So, what do we say?
Say goodbye. So long.
All right, everybody. We're going to sign off. Thanks for watching. We will...
From Giffords on the Go.
From Giffords on the Go. We will check you out later.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.